The people with the lived experience wanted me to be the outbus person. And you know why? Because I've been doing this work anyway without pay. Today we were having what we call the People's Forum. Rushing out of the house, I forgot to put my Stop Solitary shirt on, but I did bring one of my signs. It's the people's voices that are being heard. It's the people coming to talk about things that they feel legislators should be taking up. You know, you're going to listen to us, whether you do something about it or not. I am at least going to bring up how you treat some of the people in our community. I will start with the three things that Stop Solitary Connecticut is pushing for this session. This is what I love about this hearing. It's really the people's hearing, and the legislators that really care are the ones that are going to show up. Number one is to end the normalized sexual violence, state sanctioned in Connecticut. It's the cavity searches, strip searches that people have to go through every single day. When I see what goes on inside of DOC, I see a mindset still stuck in slavery. The primary reason that DOC will say these strip searches are necessary mainly is to keep drugs out of the system. We know how that's working when we know correctional officers are bringing drugs in the system themselves. Correctional officers are bringing drugs into the system, but nobody is strip searching them. They're not even patting them down, stripping people down, shackling people, chaining people, putting people in cages. That's right straight out of slavery. And why is Connecticut holding on to slavery? And why do we have so many legislators and nobody asks that question? They lack the lived experience. My number two thing that I'm looking for, last year, the Inspector General gave an annual report on deaths inside of DOC. Okay. First report, 1 year, 73 people died. First year. I'm looking for the report for this year, and I'm told it's not a mandate. We never even talk about it. Is this another norm like sexual violence? It's just okay to do? To just people just die? And we ask DOC what they died from, and they say natural causes, and nobody answers the question? So I'd like to see that as mandated. Every year, we need to know how many people are dying inside of DOC. We are harming too many people in what we call corrections. Harming them. We're sending them home broken, dehumanized, degraded, and then we want to call that corrections. And the last thing I wanted to talk about, which I know everyone's been asking me about and we've been working on for over 2 years, was getting the Ombuds person. We made independent the most important word, independent of DOC. So we put together this committee, the advisory committee. We had legislators, put people on this committee. They went through this 2-year process, and then we had a public hearing. So we had 3 candidates. The governor, with his absolute power, decided, I don't care what the people want. I don't want somebody independent, actually independent in this state, looking at DOC. I want the person who's going to be next little to no threat to this system to be the output person. Nice person, but nice people is not the criteria for shaking this system up. I knew from day one, when they said the third candidate was this person who really knew nothing about the system, no lived experience, none of that, I knew what was going to happen. So there was no disappointment. It was predicted from day one. I was just waiting for him to just go ahead and do it and stop playing around. So they know this is about my heart. This is not about a paid position with money and benefits. This is about my human compassion for other people who are unseen and unheard in Connecticut. We have got to change this system. In Connecticut, we are destroying thousands of lives. And my heart breaks when I think about we're doing this to children. And then we expect these children to come out of these sick facilities, the way they do. Thank you.
Yes, Representative Hughes.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you for your steadfast witness and courage. And on behalf of your government, I apologize and am ashamed of our state-sanctioned violence against our community members. I am so ashamed that we continue this legacy of slavery, and it is state-sanctioned and state-funded by taxpayers of Connecticut. And it needs to end. On behalf of your government, I apologize.